Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 3 of the Nexus and You. This is going to be a new section of the series where I'll be talking about every map individually, talking about their layout, the mercenary camps, and the objectives, the heroes that are good, heroes that are bad, and some, tactics and tips that would be a good idea to use. So, on episode 1 of this part, this Battlefield of Eternity, I'll start going off on alphabetical order, of course. So, it's a 2-lane map. It's a pretty small. Usually top is the solo lane, and then you have the bottom lane here. It's between heaven and hell, of course, the other way around. But you get my gist. Now, I'll be starting down bot so I can show you guys something later on. Now, there's only 4 siege camps on this map, and they're not that overwhelming. So first off, you have 2 siege camps, one here, and on the other side of the map, up here. They are the 3 harpoon spear throwing fellows. They're not that strong compared to siege golems at killing minions, but they are pretty strong at killing buildings. Usually, if you just cap them and leave them be, they won't achieve all that much. So, if you really want to get any value out of them, push with them. And then you have a bruiser camp over here, and a bruiser camp over here. Now, these bruiser camps, however, are pretty much the opposite. They are very strong by themselves, but if you send one person to deal with them, they're not going to get all that much value. Now, the immortals are spawning. They spawn around 1 minute 40, 1 minute 45-ish. They will be in one of these circles, always opposite. So this time, the red one, the demon one, is up here, and on the opposite side is the angel. Now I'm on the angel side, so I start attacking this one. Now he does 2 things. This is the first. Does that 3 times, spawns 5 circles around him, and if inside of these, you will get stunned and take a fair amount of damage. Let's see if I can do that. There you go. 400 damage at level 2. Hurts pretty much. And then after he does that 3 times, he will do a little slam around himself. Oh, he's not doing that because there's no one in there. That is new. I did not know that. So usually every 3 times he will do a smash like that inside of him. That's because you usually have someone in the middle and someone outside. Now, once they reach half-life, they will go to the middle. And as you saw, the blue one was over here, and the red one was over here on the second strike. Around 70% of the time, they will actually switch the position from where they are, because the red one was on the outside over here. He then went over here. This is a very good thing to know. If you can manipulate that and get used to that and get a couple extra seconds, you can get a lot of value out of that, and it might even win you the race. Now, once he dies, he will go towards the lane that has the least amount of siege damage done to structures. So you can manipulate that while you are actually doing this. So right now, because I pushed bottom, right there, he will go towards the top. Now, once it is done, he will go down here to the middle. He will drop 2 glows because he's very nice. And all of his remaining health that he has turned into a shield. Then he will start charging his health back up again, and he will fly towards the lane. He will do pretty much the same thing, except his circle thing does now only spawn 3 circles, and his slam is a lot less regular. Now, I'm not going to push with this. No, well, I'll push a little bit with it, but not too hard. Well, these are pretty much trash. Whatever, just take that one. There's no other heroes, so don't get any use out of those quests. He does a lot of damage to structures, so that should be noted. He also can't be targeted or manipulated. You can't really yeah, you can't change what he does whatsoever, other than maybe pushing down a specific lane to send him to the other, if that's what you want. Olaf, move your legs. My cat's laying on my half of my mouse pad, and the other half is on my freaking mouse. So I'm gonna start letting him do that, and I'll start talking about heroes that are good on this map. Heroes that are really good on this map are heavy single damage dealers. Sustain, not burst, so not chromie. So you want to look at having a Rainer, having a Samuro, having, you know, a Vala, having a Greymane, something like that. It's crucial to have that in your team this map and on this map, because without it you will not kill an immortal at all, ever. So make sure you get one of those. Heroes that are also especially good on this map are heroes with a talent like this. Monster Hunter, it increases the damage done by my Hungering Arrow, by my Q, by 150% on minions, mercenaries, and monsters. Monsters are immortals. Monsters are the Punisher on Infernal Shrines. Monsters are the plant guys in Garden of Terror. Stuff like that. Having at least one of these heroes is key to killing an immortal. Having two might even be better, but it is also nice to have at least one AoE hero, a mage, because as you can see, there's a lot of close spaces. So at Kael'thas, if you are, you know, the enemy immortal that you are attacking is over here, and you are winning, they are defending, they are going to be over here. Now this is pretty much one flame strike, all this area, so it is really smart to do that. Tanks that are good are tanks that are really great at peeling, so looking for ETC, Johanna, Muradin, stuff like that. They are really good. Healers that are really good, well, kind of the healers, they're not all, you know, map specific, but for example, a Rhaegar is good, a Lilia is good, and Morales is good because this map is mostly auto attack focused. So getting heroes that either, you know, stop the enemy team with blinds like Lily, or making your own stronger with Morales or Rhaegar is very good. Lucille is also good because of all the walls, but like I said, any healer works. Malfurion can get some killer roots in all these small closed spaces. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Specialist. The only one that really comes to mind is Sylvanas, because Sylvanas also has Monster Hunter kind of talent on Barb Shot that lets her do more damage to immortals, and because any map that has an AI controlled boss creature as an objective gets a lot of value from Sylvanas, because she can disable structures, which is what most of the damage to an incoming immortal will do. So that's pretty key to have. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick, something that you should be practicing pretty much every match you play on this, and that is to take your bruiser camp before the immortals spawn. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this. I don't know, I haven't soloed this as Vala, so I hope it'll be okay. Doesn't look like it might actually. Kind of disappointing. Oh, okay. I'll get this eventually. I'll just soak to level 10. I'll get my heroics real quick, and I'll get that. But what I want is that the bruiser camp is incredibly strong when solo pushing. So having that push when you are doing the immortal will have you get a lot of value, a lot of it. So that should definitely be kept in mind, and when doing that, the enemy team has to either choose between either sending one or two people to deal with it, thus leaving them in an undermanned situation, meaning you could fight, like, I don't know, 5e4, 5e3, and those win the fight. That is key. That can win you a game, pretty much. Or, you know, they are not going to do anything, and you are going to get a lot of structural value, and that's what I'm going to show you off. Like, I did a couple recordings on this earlier. They all failed for various reasons. This time I'm using a different sound software, so I can show this off a little bit better. So I'm re-recording it, but I didn't touch the lane where it was in, and it pushed all the way down to the keep, and it even destroyed the keep by itself. So that's the amount of value that you could potentially be looking at. Now, of course, there's factors here, like there's no one here. This is pushing my way. This gate is pretty much down, so that's also a little bit of less stress on it. That's something that, you know, that affects it, but still, you will pretty much, if they don't send anyone, you will guarantee to get this fort down, and you will guarantee this gate, pretty much. Of course, unless they send someone to deal with it, but that's even better because that means that you can kill the Immortal. Now, while I'm soaking to level 10, I'll talk about another little thing. Just get this, probably just get this keep down. Well, tank it though. So, your main strategy on this map is to always be aggressive. Don't be a little wimp. Don't go defensive unless you have a reason. That should really be noted. Okay, so let's take this up for now. Now, this is a bad position to defend. Don't defend this position unless you really have to, and you might even lose the game for doing so. If you do, stay probably around here or around here, and when they come down here, just AoE them down. Just defend like that. If it says otherwise, you can defend from here or here, and you'll be safe, because if you're over here all the way, you can't be overextended. They can just easily walk around and box you in and gank you and absolutely wipe you. If not, you know, you can stand over here. You can use this entire area, and you should use the entire area. It's very important here. Now, I'm gonna go build up my hatred so I can kill those mercenaries real quick. Get some damage on this Immortal, wait for my Q to go up. There we go. Now that's better. Probably might have to fountain again. Yeah. Okay, well that's fine. I'll kill it again. I don't know. I just picked heroes that are good on this map. I didn't even really bother with the bruiser camp. But I wanted to show it off anyway, so. Alright, now. Let's kill this. Wait, I do want to get these 10 stacks though. That'll be a good idea. So, when, like I said, always be attacking. Now, defending without a reason is really bad. Don't defend without a reason. What do I mean without a reason? For example, if your healer got caught and died, and you are waiting for him to respawn or come back, that is a good reason to wait. Now I see this push down here, so I'm gonna clear this real quick before I'm gonna cap it. Another reason to wait is, you know, your ETC has used his mosh, and you gotta wait for it to be off cooldown. Only has like 15 seconds left on cooldown, so playing defensively for a couple seconds will be fine. It's not gonna kill you. However, the reason is why defending without a reason is bad is because it will always get poked down somewhat. So if you are constantly defending, you will lose this. Now, keep an eye on the bruiser camp as I go and clear this. So always be in the offensive if you can. Now again, someone's dead, go defend, play it safe, don't overextend, but if you can, always attack. It is better to attack and lose the race than to defend and not do any damage to the Immortal at all, because it is obviously easier to defend an immortal with a 30% shield than an immortal with a 100% shield. So I just chunked it down pretty fast as Vala. So the bruiser camp only now is getting this. Usually, of course, it takes a little bit longer. It takes a minute or two longer, and it will pretty much make it all the way to the gate at least. Now earlier I did it just to see how far it would go, and it went all the way to the keep without any oppression, without any opposing forces. So what heroes should you be looking away from? Now there's not all that many heroes on this for this map. It's mostly just making a good general comp, but the heroes that are particularly bad on this map are Murky and the Lost Vikings for the same reason. It's a small 2-lane map. You don't get to split soak all that hard. So those are heroes that are bad. Abathur, it's a very team fight oriented map. So if you have an Abathur comp, he's going to be kick ass because the enemy team will be focused on the immortal, and you can just plant yourself in one of these bushes and soak yourself a level or 2. Easy, no problem. But you know, that's not every game. So he's a hero that's it's kind of niche. You will not always want to take that. Another hero that's kind of bad is Leoric. Leoric kind of needs to get picks a little bit. He can't just looks like it's already over. Leoric, because he needs kind of his minions to get real value from his passive, although you can get some killer and tunes off. I just start a new game. I just stay and just let it push when I finish my talk. Another hero that's kind of bad is, I don't know, actually, just do it in this screen. Cho'Gall, he's alright. He can poke it down pretty good, but the thing is, you want to focus on your melees, on your auto attackers. So Cho'Gall means that you already have a bruiser and a mage, which is already kind of iffy. If you want to go for a bruiser, pick Thrall, for example, or Greymane. Greymane is an amazing immortal shredder. Don't underestimate him. But let's see, Nova, Zeratul, Valera, stealthies aren't that good. Again, this is a team fight oriented map, so having a stealthy to pick off heroes isn't really gonna happen because they're always going to be grouped up. You won't get to pick. Another hero that's bad is Nazebo, because he won't be able to stack. Same goes for Butcher, they won't be able to stack. Chen is kind of iffy too because he can't drink in the immortal because he would get stunned out of it. And that's pretty much it. Illidan isn't that good. Illidan is a niche hero in first place, so yeah, it's kind of it. I mean, yeah. So tips and tricks are get those bruisers, but save them. Don't just cap them just to cap them. Save them until the immortal. How do you deal with that? Send one person down, only kill the big guy, only the big guy, and then just go back. Don't stay too long unless you have, like, I don't know, a KT or a Jano who can clear that wave instantly. That's fine, of course, but if you only send one of your auto attackers, take care of the big one and you won't be good. Let it do the rest, and then go back to your team as soon as possible. Don't leave them a man low so they can fight. Siege camps, just take those. Just take them when there's nothing else to take. Got some extra pressure in there. Now, what to do when the enemy team is defending really hard and you can't do anything? Well, just poke them out. Either that or send one hero. Have him soak a lane. Make them think they're, that you guys are low. But have that person keep an eye on the team fight so they can join right at a moment's notice when they start turning it. What to do if the opposite, you are defending really hard and you can't do anything? Send one person, send your biggest single target damage dealer, send him to the enemy immortal as they are pushing yours. Like I said, it's easier to defend an immortal with 30% shield than a full shield, so just have him take care of that. Now, in most other maps, there's a lot of strategic depth and strategies on Battlefield of Immortals. That's not really a thing. So it's mostly draft a good team comp. So what you want to look at is you want to get one main tank, Johanna, ETC, Muradin, Arthas even. Those are good single target heavy peel damage. Then you want a bruiser. The bruiser that I recommend is Artanis for one reason. Amateur opponent. Twin Blades is 100% extra damage to heroes, to non-heroes. That includes immortals. Artanis will shred immortals like hell. Then you want to get a good single target damage dealer. I said Butcher isn't good, but if you're playing quick match, unavoidable. Butcher does good single target damage, but he's useless until he has a shield. Rainer, Greymane, Vala, and especially Zul'jin. Zul'jin is kick-ass on this map, really. And then you want to get a good AoE or poke. So you're looking at Gul'dan. Li Ming is probably the best mage on this map. Felstad's pretty decent. Kil'Thas is good at those chokes. Those are good heroes, and then you want a good healer for your comp. Now, of course, every healer pretty much at the moment is good, so just pick whatever works best with your comp or whatever person that you're putting in the healer role is good at. I didn't really say specialists because the only real specialists that are good on this map are Sylvanas, Gazlowe, and Hammer. Because Gazlowe and Hammer, it's all about point control. Keeping control of the immortal, making sure that you keep the area that you have, keep that under control, don't let him push you out. So those two are really good. Probius is good too for that, but it's kind of, iffy. So that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for next episode. Next episode will be Blackheart's Bay. Looking forward to that one. That one has quite a lot of depth with all the mercs and when to turn in, when not to turn in, when to mercs, when to push, all that, etc., etc. So I'm looking forward to that one. Take care and have a good one.